Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to imagine something for a moment. A man sitting in a boardroom, chaos swirling around him, the market crashing, his competitors circling like wolves, every single advisor screaming, panicking, and pointing fingers. And yet, he sits there, calm, collected, utterly unfazed. Nothing seems to touch him. You might call it arrogance. You might call it ignorance. But the truth is far more profound. He has mastered the art of acting like nothing bothers him. And that, my friends, is the difference between someone who achieves mediocrity and someone who commands extraordinary success. Now, let's get one thing straight. Life is not gentle. It does not hand you victories on a silver platter. Every day you will face setbacks, criticism, betrayal, and moments that feel like the world itself is designed to crush you. And yet, the people who rise above, those who leave a legacy, do something fundamentally different from the average person. They do not allow the storm to dictate their behavior. They act like nothing bothers them. But make no mistake, this is not about denial. This is not about pretending that pain, loss, or difficulty does not exist. It's about controlling the only thing that truly belongs to you, your response. Science tells us that our brains are wired to react to threat. The amygdala lights up, stress hormones surge, and the body prepares for fight or flight. This is an ancient mechanism, useful for escaping lions on the savannah, but catastrophic for the modern mind in the boardroom, on the stage, or in the quiet battles of daily life. Every time you allow yourself to visibly react to external chaos, you trigger a cascade of irrational decisions. You lose clarity, you lose control, you lose respect. And let me tell you, people notice your reaction is a signal. It broadcasts your vulnerability, your weakness. And once that signal is sent, it is nearly impossible to retract. Consider the story of a remarkable woman I once observed. Not in a business setting, but in the crucible of human suffering. She was a surgeon highly respected and faced with life or death emergencies daily. In the middle of her most critical procedures, alarms blaring, monitors failing, colleagues panicking, she remained immovable, calm, focused. The room itself seemed to slow around her. And she would later explain why, "I act like nothing bothers me, because if I lose control, the patient dies. My emotions have no place in this room. Only precision, only action, only execution." That, ladies and gentlemen, is mastery. Not the absence of fear, but the absolute domination of it. And this principle applies universally. CEOs navigating financial disasters, athletes stepping onto a world stage, parents confronting crises in their families. All of them must act as if nothing can penetrate their mental armor. Why? Because the world will always try to pierce it. And every crack you reveal invites further pressure, more manipulation, more chaos. Acting like nothing bothers you is not arrogance. It is a strategy, a conscious practice of resilience honed over years, sometimes decades. Let's dig deeper, because this is where the power of it truly resides. Humans have a cognitive bias called the negativity bias. Our brains are wired to remember insults more than compliments, losses more than gains, threats more than safety. It is why criticism pierces the soul, why rejection lingers longer than acceptance. But the elite, the extraordinary, they reprogram this bias. They decide which signals deserve attention and which are relevant noise. They are impervious not because they are unaffected, but because they have trained their minds to act above reaction. Consider an example from the world of elite sports. Michael Jordan, during his career, missed thousands of shots, lost countless games, faced harsh criticism, and yet when he stepped onto the court, the public never saw frustration. The press never saw self-doubt. He acted like nothing bothered him. And that act, combined with relentless practice and mental discipline, was more powerful than any physical skill. The mere perception of unshakable composure influenced opponents, teammates, referees, even the audience. That, ladies and gentlemen, is leverage of the highest order, when your emotional stability becomes a tool, a weapon, an asset. Now let's address a misconception. Acting like nothing bothers you is not about suppression. Suppression is a fragile shield. Eventually, suppressed emotions explode like a volcano. True mastery is integration. It is recognition, understanding, and then controlled deployment of emotion. Neuroscience calls it emotional regulation. High performers, top leaders, legendary thinkers, they feel deeply, they process internally, but externally, they project absolute control. They are the calm within the storm. And the world, adversaries, competitors, collaborators, cannot exploit what they cannot read. This takes practice. It takes courage. It requires brutal honesty with yourself. You cannot act like nothing bothers you if you are deluded about your fears, your weaknesses, your vulnerabilities. The process begins with a meticulous audit of your inner life. Every resentment, every insecurity, every unnecessary reaction must be identified, confronted, and neutralized. And once neutralized, you carry yourself differently. Your posture changes. Your voice changes. Your decisions become sharper, clearer, unstoppable. People around you feel the difference. They know they cannot shake you, and they respect it or they fall away. I want you to think about the last time you lost control. Maybe it was an argument at work, a disagreement with a friend, a confrontation with a stranger. Notice how your clarity vanished. Notice how decisions made in that state often compound failure. That moment, tiny as it may seem, is a window into what could have been. Imagine if, in that same situation, you acted like nothing bothered you. Imagine if you could remain so calm, so grounded, that the world's turbulence passed around you, leaving you untouched, calculating your next move with surgical precision. That is not fantasy. That is practice, and practice creates habit. Let me give you another example, drawn from the harsh corridors of global finance. During one market crash, a major firm lost billions overnight. Panic gripped the city. Banks were failing. Investors were screaming. Yet, a handful of leaders within the chaos walked into their offices that morning, poured coffee, reviewed data, and acted as though it was just another day. To the world, they seemed almost reckless. But their composure was informed by years of exposure, of anticipating crisis, of understanding that the world reacts irrationally. And that calm, decisive action is the ultimate competitive advantage. They acted like nothing bothered them. And in doing so, they not only survived, they dominated. And here's a secret often overlooked. Acting like nothing bothers you is contagious. Emotional states are highly infectious. Mirror neurons in the human brain ensure that your emotional response, calm or chaos, radiates outward. If you remain calm in the midst of storms, you stabilize everyone around you. Teams perform better, families communicate better, businesses execute better. The person who acts unfazed does not just protect themselves, they elevate everyone in their orbit. That is influence. That is leadership. That is power. Now, let's be brutally honest. The world will always try to test you. It will throw insults, failures, unexpected betrayals. And when it does, most people respond with reactive energy, panic, despair, anger. Those reactions are predictable. They are natural. But predictable behavior is exploitable. The extraordinary, the legendary are anything but predictable. They maintain an outward calm that disarms, frustrates, and ultimately outmaneuvers every attempt to destabilize them. Acting like nothing bothers you is not a mask. It is a shield, a weapon, a declaration that you will not be owned by circumstance. I want to leave you with one final point. Mastery of this state does not come from textbooks, seminars, or motivational speeches. It comes from doing the work repeatedly in the crucible of reality. It comes from forcing yourself to respond with composure when the world expects chaos. It comes from turning every insult, every failure, every moment of fear into a rehearsal for unshakable presence. And over time, it transforms you, not into someone emotionless, but into someone untouchable, someone in total command of their life, someone whose influence spreads wider than their voice ever could. Ladies and gentlemen, the path is not easy. It demands courage, discipline, and relentless self-awareness. But the rewards are extraordinary. When you act like nothing bothers you, you no longer give the world power over you. You claim it for yourself. You operate from a place of invulnerability that is not fantasy, but science, strategy, and emotional intelligence fused into action. And that, my friends, is how the great are forged, the empires built, the legacies carved. Stand in the storm, smile at the chaos, and act like nothing bothers you. The world will bend, falter, and ultimately bow. Now, let's explore what it truly means to act like nothing bothers you in the most personal, intimate moments of life, the moments no one else sees. Because here's the truth, it's easy to maintain composure on a stage, in a boardroom, or in front of an audience. But true mastery is invisible. It is maintained when no one is watching. It is the quiet, internal fortress you build around your mind, your emotions, and your decisions. It is waking up each day, facing challenges that would crumble most, and choosing moment by moment to move with clarity, confidence, and resolve. That is the arena where greatness is born. Consider a story from the world of medical research. A leading neurosurgeon was performing a complex operation when an unexpected complication arose, one that could kill the patient in seconds. The team around him panicked, nurses dropped instruments, monitors flashed alarms, and yet he remained calm. His mind, in that instant, became a map of precise steps, contingency plans, and probabilistic thinking. By acting as if nothing bothered him, he was able to think clearly and save the patient. Later, when asked how he could maintain such composure under pressure, he said something profound. The storm is always there. I've learned that what matters is not the storm, but how I navigate it. Panic serves no one. Calm serves everything. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the distilled essence of this principle. But it is not only life and death scenarios where this skill matters. It permeates every interaction, every negotiation, every decision. Imagine a startup founder pitching to investors who are skeptical, dismissive, even insulting. The untrained founder reacts emotionally, visibly rattled by every critical comment. The investor sees doubt, weakness, fear. Now, imagine the same founder who acts like nothing bothers them. Questions are answered with precision, skepticism is met with calm confidence, insults are deflected with composed poise. Which founder is likely to secure funding? Which founder is likely to inspire loyalty in their team? Which founder is remembered long after the meeting ends? Acting like nothing bothers you transforms ordinary humans into magnets of influence. Science explains why this works. Studies in social psychology reveal that humans unconsciously mimic emotional states. The calmer you are, the more others stabilize around you. Your presence becomes an anchor in a sea of uncertainty. And this is not merely perception, it is strategy. By acting as though nothing bothers you, you control the narrative, the emotional temperature, and the decision-making environment around you. People may try to destabilize you. They may scream, attack, or manipulate, but your unshakable composure rewrites the rules of engagement. You dictate the pace, you set the tone, and you ultimately determine the outcome. Now let's address the most difficult part, rejection. Rejection is the universal human fear. Whether in love, business, or personal ambition, it wounds everyone. But the people who act like nothing bothers them have discovered a paradoxical truth. Rejection is only powerful if you allow it to penetrate your core. They feel it, they process it internally, but externally they remain unmoved. Look at a politician navigating scandal, a negotiator in a hostile takeover, or an athlete facing defeat. The act of appearing untouched is not denial, it is mastery of influence. The world sees calm, and calm breeds confidence in others. Calm inspires trust. Calm creates opportunity. Acting like nothing bothers you is not emotionless. It is strategic, deliberate, and profoundly effective. I want to share another story, this time from the world of extreme exploration. A mountaineer faced with a sudden blizzard, oxygen running low, frostbite threatening, and team members panicking must act like nothing bothers them. Their composure is not born from ignorance of danger, but from disciplined preparation, awareness, and relentless mental training. The mountain is indifferent, unforgiving, and cruel. Survival depends not on panic, not on emotion, but on mastery over one's mental state. And when they reach the summit, it is not only physical skill that brought them there, it is the unwavering calm in the face of chaos. Acting like nothing bothers you in these extreme conditions is literally the difference between life and death. But the principle is equally transformative in the quieter, Subtler battles. Consider someone navigating workplace politics, toxic relationships, or social hierarchies. Every slight, every rumor, every calculated attempt to provoke a reaction is met with internal calm and outward composure. The aggressor is frustrated, confused, and ultimately disarmed. The person who acts like nothing bothers them does not waste energy on petty emotional reactions. They conserve it for action, strategy, and execution. This is mastery over chaos, over unpredictability, and over the energy of the world itself. And let us not overlook the neurological dimension. Cognitive scientists have shown that the prefrontal cortex, the seat of reasoning, planning, and long-term decision-making, is easily hijacked by emotional reactivity. When anger, fear, or anxiety dominate, rational thought diminishes. Acting like nothing bothers you is essentially a method to maintain prefrontal dominance. You keep clarity intact. You make decisions with precision. You prevent others, and life itself, from hijacking your most valuable resource, your mind. The great, the extraordinary, the legendary understand this intuitively. Their calm is both armor and weapon, born of disciplined thought and relentless self-mastery. Now, I need to challenge you directly. How often have you allowed minor inconveniences, criticisms, or failures to derail your focus? How many opportunities have slipped because your emotional state dictated your behavior rather than your strategy, intelligence, and skill? The truth is, the world does not care about excuses. It does not care about your feelings. It cares about results. And those who act like nothing bothers them consistently deliver results, because their emotional equilibrium allows them to act decisively, strategically, and relentlessly. Let me give you a historical example, one that spans centuries. Winston Churchill, facing the darkest days of World War II, received news of catastrophe after catastrophe. Cities destroyed, soldiers lost, allies wavering. Yet, in public, in his speeches, in his leadership, he acted like nothing bothered him. His calm, defiant presence became a rallying point, a psychological anchor for a nation under siege. The world could have crumbled around Britain, but his unwavering composure gave courage, focus, and clarity to millions. Acting like nothing bothers you is not about ignorance of adversity. It is about becoming the unmovable center in a storm that threatens to overwhelm everyone else. And here's another layer: self-respect. Every time you react uncontrollably to provocation, every time you allow a situation to dictate your mood, you surrender a piece of your dignity. Acting like nothing bothers you is an act of reclaiming your sovereignty. Communicates a fundamental truth to the world: I control my mind, I control my emotions. You do not. This is not arrogance. It is mastery. It is an affirmation that your life, your decisions, and your outcomes are yours to command, no matter the chaos swirling outside your control. This practice, sustained over years, transforms identity. You stop being a reactive individual, constantly tossed by the winds of circumstance. You become a proactive architect of outcomes. You navigate complexity with clarity. You influence people without manipulation. You inspire without effort. Your presence alone changes dynamics, shapes decisions, and directs the flow of events. Acting like nothing bothers you is not a performance. It is a lifestyle. It is a discipline that compounds, producing results exponentially over time. And it is not abstract, it is actionable. Start small. Identify situations that trigger emotional reactions, emails that irritate, traffic that frustrates, minor conflicts at work. Practice pausing before responding. Observe your physiological reactions: heart rate, tension, breath. Then deliberately choose calm, deliberate action. Repeat. Repeat again, strengthen that neural pathway. Over time, it becomes automatic. Your brain learns that composure is rewarded. Your body learns that calm is the default. Your mind becomes a fortress that the world can batter, but never breach. Once you begin this practice, you notice something extraordinary. Life does not change. The storms, the setbacks, the betrayals, they do not vanish, but your experience of them changes entirely. While others crumble, flail, and react with desperation, you operate from a position of invulnerability. You become like a lighthouse in a hurricane, unmoving, unwavering, and impossible to ignore. People begin to notice, often subconsciously, Your calm becomes a statement the world may rage, but you are untouched. And this, my friends, is the essence of personal power. Consider a real life example from the world of aviation. Fighter pilots are trained under extreme conditions, simulators that replicate emergency scenarios with overwhelming sensory input. Instruments fail, alarms scream, team members panic, and seconds can determine life or death. The instructors do not merely teach technical skills, they teach emotional control. Those who survive and excel are not the ones who are fearless. They are the ones who act like nothing bothers them, who maintain composure even when adrenaline surges, even when catastrophe looms. They process information with clarity, execute with precision, and survive with skill. Acting like nothing bothers you is literally the difference between survival and failure, between competence and excellence, between mediocrity and mastery. Now, let's bring it closer to home, to daily life, to situations most of us face. Imagine a conversation with a critical coworker, a confrontational friend, or a partner in conflict. Your instinct is to respond emotionally, to defend, to justify, to attack. But the person who acts like nothing bothers them pauses. They listen, they assess, they respond with measured clarity. The energy shifts, tension dissipates, control is reclaimed. What seems like passivity is actually strategy. Acting like nothing bothers you is not avoidance. It is superior engagement. It is influence. It is mastery of the invisible dynamics that govern human interaction. And here is a paradox that few understand. The more you act like nothing bothers you, the more powerful you become internally. Emotional self-control compounds over time. Each moment of composure strengthens your neural pathways, reinforcing resilience, reinforcing clarity, reinforcing confidence. You stop reacting to the trivial, you conserve energy for the essential, and gradually, the world's chaos stops affecting your inner state. This is not just philosophy. It is neuroscience, it is strategy, it is survival. Your brain literally rewires itself, prioritizing calm over chaos, reason over reaction, strategy over impulse. Consider historical leaders who embodied this principle. Abraham Lincoln, navigating the chaos of civil war, personal tragedy, and public scrutiny, maintained an aura of calm and reason that allowed him to make decisions that shaped a nation. Nelson Mandela, imprisoned for decades, faced unimaginable injustice, yet emerged with composure so profound that it became a tool for reconciliation and leadership. These individuals did not ignore reality. They confronted it, endured it, and rose above it. Acting like nothing bothers you is not denial. It is the ultimate form of courage. And let's not underestimate the emotional intelligence component. Acting like nothing bothers you requires self-awareness, empathy, and insight. You must understand what truly matters and what does not. You must differentiate between noise and signal, between threats that demand action and provocations that serve only to distract. The ability to maintain composure while processing and understanding the world at a deep level is what separates the extraordinary from the ordinary. It is a skill that cannot be taught in classrooms. It must be experienced, practiced, and refined through relentless application. Let me illustrate this with another story. A young entrepreneur launched a company with tremendous promise. Early successes attracted attention, but also envy, criticism, and sabotage. Investors doubted, employees faltered, and competitors exploited every weakness. Most would have crumbled. Most did. But this entrepreneur acted like nothing bothered them. They faced challenges with calm precision, made decisions with unwavering clarity, and projected confidence that inspired loyalty. Within years, the company not only survived, it dominated the market. Acting like nothing bothers you was the invisible force behind visible results. It was the internal engine driving extraordinary external outcomes. And here's a critical insight: this practice is contagious. Your composure, your calm, your mastery over reaction influences everyone around you. Teams perform better. Leaders gain trust. Families operate with less friction. In fact, organizations led by calm, composed individuals consistently outperform those led by reactive, emotional leaders. Acting like nothing bothers you is a force multiplier, a way of shaping reality without confrontation, without aggression, without coercion. Your internal state becomes the environment everyone else must navigate. But let's address the skeptics. Some will say, that's impossible. Life will always push back. Emotions cannot be suppressed. And I agree, if you misunderstand the principle. This is not suppression. Suppression is fragile, temporary, and often destructive. True mastery comes from internal processing, understanding, and deliberate deployment of emotion. You feel it, you acknowledge it, you integrate it, and then you act. The world sees calm. You retain control. Suppression hides weakness. Mastery demonstrates strength. Consider the world of crisis management. CEOs facing catastrophic product failures, public relations disasters, or regulatory collapse cannot afford to show panic. If they do, markets plummet, employees panic, and competitors seize advantage. But the leaders who act like nothing bothers them stabilize the situation. They assess calmly, make decisions decisively, and project confidence that allows stakeholders to trust the outcome. Their calm is not performative, it is operational. It creates results that ripple far beyond the immediate crisis. Now let's examine the underlying neuroscience further. Chronic stress, if unmanaged, erodes the hippocampus, diminishes memory, and impairs decision-making. Emotional reactivity floods the brain with cortisol, shutting down prefrontal cortex functions necessary for strategy, planning, and foresight. Acting like nothing bothers you is a method to preserve cognitive capacity under pressure. It is the deliberate maintenance of mental clarity in a world designed to provoke chaos. The elite understand this. They do not merely survive stress, they neutralize its destructive effects and convert it into focused action and opportunity. And here's where it gets personal. Every time you act like nothing bothers you, you build an unassailable reputation. People begin to respect, admire, and follow you not because of fear, not because of manipulation, but because of certainty. They trust your judgment, they believe in your stability, they gravitate toward your calm. Influence grows exponentially, and opportunity aligns with your presence. Acting like nothing bothers you is not a passive stance. It is a deliberate, powerful engagement with life that amplifies every decision, every interaction, every outcome. I want to share one final illustration from a world that most will never experience directly: space exploration. Astronauts face environments that are entirely indifferent to human life. Systems fail, oxygen runs low, communications falter. In these extreme conditions, panic is fatal. Calm is survival. Every movement, every decision, every breath must be executed with precision under conditions that would terrify most people. Acting like nothing bothers you is not optional. It is a requirement. Yet those who master it thrive, accomplish extraordinary feats, and return with lessons that extend far beyond their missions. This is not metaphor. It is reality, and it is instructive for every domain of human endeavor. And so, let me leave you with this. The principle of acting like nothing bothers you is not a tool for the weak, a mask for the fearful, or a superficial tactic for manipulation. It is the hallmark of mastery. It is the culmination of self-awareness, neuroscience, strategy, emotional intelligence, and relentless practice. It transforms fear into fuel, chaos into clarity, and adversity into advantage. It is how the great rise above mediocrity, how leaders shape outcomes, how legends are forged. Stand in the world, face the storms, confront the unexpected, and act as though nothing can touch you. The world will test you, challenge you, and attempt to destabilize you. And when it does, smile, breathe, calculate, act. For the moment you do, you are no longer a victim of circumstance. You are the master of it. The storms may rage, the critics may howl, the chaos may scream, but you will remain unshaken. You will remain unbent. You will remain unstoppable. Act like nothing bothers you. Not because life is easy, not because the world is fair, but because you refuse to give it the power to dictate your mind, your actions, or your destiny. Rise, stand, command, and live your life as though nothing, absolutely nothing, can disturb the force within you.